Report. Find out how the Aviators took care of that team up north during their series.
Plus, the NHL playoffs have kicked off for the Vegas Golden Knights with their first game against the Utah Mammoth this past Sunday.
Also, yesterday, the NBA announced their Defensive Player of the Year. Stay tuned to see who it is, among other news, today on Rebel Report.
It's always tough because, you know that you're always going to get the best match from everybody. So I'm really happy how we came out and competed, and we got it done.
Awesome. So happy seeing UNLV tennis showed up to play against that school up north. Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Rebel Report. I'm Chris Williams.
And I'm Travis Dampier. We have an exciting show for you today, so let's swing in to some more tennis.
The UNLV women's tennis team finished up their regular season against the UNR Wolfpack. Our reporter Ansley Pavicic has more.
UNLV women's tennis team officially wrapped up their regular season at home against those puppies up north. Let's get into it. The 71st ranked Rebels took on their rivals of UNR with the Mountain West title on the line. The match started with doubles as the Rebels won 2 out of their 3 matches, with Nicole Mercheva and Hudson Hawkins winning their set with a score of 6-2. And Veronica Kalush and Esther Kischako clinched the doubles points for the Rebels to lead 1-0. Now moving to singles, it was all Rebels as Mercheva won her match with a score of 6-1, 6-3 over UNR's Marlene Foister to expand the lead 2-0. Sofia Soklovic won her match and swept her opponent 6-3, 6-3 on court 6 to give the Rebels a 3-0 lead. Finally, Kaho Yoama ended things with a 6-4, 6-1 win on court 5 over the Wolfpack's YM Bo Baker, winning the match for the Rebels 4-0. This is the Rebels' 17th win of the season, and with this win, they officially clinched the regular season Mountain West title, but had to share it with Boise State and San Diego State as all 3 ended their season with the same conference record of 10-1. Now it is all focused for the Mountain West tournament. Here is what head coach Tetiana Luzanska said after the win.
It feels really good. Obviously, I'm really proud of the girls for this season, doing really well. And it was a really tough season, but they really came through every match. And I'm really happy with the results and being first in tie.
But I don't know about you guys, but I get an extra sense of Rebel pride whenever we beat that school up north that shall not be named. But I want to hear what you guys think about this win tonight. But that's all it from me, from Frank and Vicky for Tito Tennis Complex. I'm Ansley Pavicic from Rebel Report.
Couldn't agree more, Ansley. It was always a great day when the Rebels beat the Wolfpack.
UNLV head coach Dan Mullen hosted his first women's clinic with the team this past Thursday, bringing together fans and members of the community for a night centered around connection, fun, and football. Coach Mullen shares his thoughts on hosting the annual event, the importance of fan engagement, and what he hopes the community can take away from the event.
You know, I think we've done this before, and the community here in Las Vegas supports the Rebels so much. You know what? We have such a great alumni base. It's a lot of fun for our coaches to go out there, and for all the women here that support the program, that love UNLV, that love UNLV football, or just love the game of football. The opportunity for them to come and get an inside look at the program, get to tour the facilities, get to go work out with the strength coaches, get taught on football fundamentals with our coaches on the field. I think it's a unique experience and a lot of fun, and through the years I've always thought it's one of the most rewarding days for our staffs because of the excitement, the energy that all the ladies bring.
Our Rebels have clearly been preparing for their upcoming season and have officially released their schedule. Make sure to check in on their Instagram at UNLV Football.
UNLV softball is heating up at the right time, completing a 3-game sweep over Boise State this weekend. The Rebels took Game 1 6-5, followed it up with a 10-6 win in Game 2, and finished the job with a complete performance in the finale to close out the sweep. And now the focus shifts to the standings with just 2 series left in the Mountain West play. UNLV sits right in the mix with matchups against 2 of the top teams still ahead up next. A weekend series against GCU, followed by a regular season finale in the Silver State rivalry against that team up north. Now it's all about that postseason positioning.
First pitch against the Broncos is this Friday at 5 p.m., streaming only on the Mountain West Network. UNLV baseball faced off against Washington State this week in a 3-game series at home, picking up a big win along the way. Even though they didn't take the series, the Rebels showed a lot of fight and energy against a tough opponent. Braden 2K has the highlights from this weekend.
UNLV baseball hit the road looking to keep momentum and rolling, and it didn't take long for the Rebels to take control in southern Utah. At Bruce Hurst Field in St. George, UNLV jumped out early after a quiet start. In the 3rd inning, Marcos Rosales sparked the offense with a double into right center, setting up a bases-loaded opportunity. Aiden Garcia drew a walk to bring in the first run, and Nin Burns II followed with a clutch 2-run single up in the middle, giving UNLV a 3-0 lead. The Rebels kept the pressure on in the 4th. Jack Solomon led off with a double, and after a Utah Tech error, UNLV added 3 more runs. RBI singles from Rosales and Johnny Rodriguez stretched the lead 6-0. Utah Tech rallied with 4 runs in the 6th to cut it to 1, but UNLV responded in the 9th with key insurance runs, including an RBI single from Jaden Hurdle. Utah Tech made one last push, bringing the tying run to the plate, but the Rebels ended it with a strikeout and a groundout, securing the 8-6 win. After the win, UNLV moves to 22-15 and heads home to kick off a 3-game Mountain West series against Washington State on Friday, April 19. I'm Gianna Sumajette reporting for Rebel Report.
UNLV baseball will look to build on that effort as they head into a 3-game in-state rivalry series against UNR later this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with even more content for you baseball lovers right after this short break.
Obesity rates in America have been a problem for years. The easiest way to combat them is by exercising daily. Taking a yoga class with friends or family can also help reduce weight problems, along with playing an organized sport. The most important part is to keep an active, healthy diet, along with remaining hydrated throughout your day, as a combination of any 2 of these things will help you lead a normal, healthy life.
In Las Vegas, the tables are hot and the action is fast, but the roads don't have to be. Going over the speed limit could cost you up to $1,000, and that's money you can't win back. Speeding contributes to nearly 1/3 of all traffic fatalities in Nevada. Those are odds you should never gamble with. One bad bet behind the wheel could change your life forever. Slow down. Stay in control. Arrive alive.
Go outside. You can go for a run. You can go play basketball. You can go play football. You can simply just go outside to the park. Just be outside, be active, and just have fun. Go outside.
Welcome back to Rebel Report, and as we said, we're going to continue today's show with more content from the Diamond, but this time we go to the Las Vegas Aviators. The Aviators were in Reno last week, and to be honest, it was a back-and-forth series. Vegas came out strong early and looked in control, but things shifted pretty quickly. The Aviators opened the series Tuesday with a 3-0 win, supported by excellent pitching and well-executed defense. They kept it going on Wednesday with an 8-5 victory, then followed that up on Thursday with a 10-5 win to take an early 3-0 series lead. Friday is when Reno broke through. The Aces took control late, highlighted by a 6-run 7th inning, and handed Las Vegas a 4-10 loss. The Aviators bounced back Saturday with a 9-6 win to get back on track, and then on Sunday, the Aces took the finale 6-4. Overall, Las Vegas won the series 4 of the 6 games against Reno. Now the Aviators head back home to Las Vegas Ballpark, where they'll take on the Salt Lake Bees this week.
The Vegas Golden Knights opened their playoff run with a comeback win, defeating the Utah Mammoths 4-2 in Game 1 of their first-round series at T-Mobile Arena. The Utah Mammoths broke through in the first period as Logan Cooley finished a beautifully set-up play, firing it past Carter Hart for the first playoff goal in Mammoth history. Vegas answered with Colton Sissons driving hard to the net to tie it up, but the celebration was short-lived. Utah quickly retook the lead after a shot deflected off Vegas defenseman Caden Korzak and into the net. The Golden Knights pulled away in the third, getting 2 goals starting with captain Mark Stone, who tied the game on the power play by bearing a rebound into an open net. Fourth-line center Nick Dowd following with the game winner, deflecting a shot pass into the back of the net. The physicality between these teams was evident from the start and is expected to continue into the next matchup. Take a listen to Golden Knights head coach John Tortorella on the physical play during the game.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's a fast team. We played physical. We have some things to work on, but it was good to see us bang around a little bit. And long series, you just keep on trying to do the things you think you need to do to grind away.
The Golden Knights will play Game 2 tonight against Utah. Puck drop is at 6:30 Pacific time.
And the Las Vegas Aces have drafted some fresh new players and resigned their big three. We go to reporter Soraya Horsford for more.
I was a little inspired by the WNBA draft last week. I had to wear my Undisputed GOATs jersey, A'ja Wilson. But in even better news, your Las Vegas Aces have re-signed 4-time MVP A'ja Wilson for a 3-year, $5 million Supermax contract. A'ja Wilson was drafted number 1 in April 2018 to the Aces and has since won them 3 titles, one in 2022, one in 2023, and most recently one in 2025. Last week, a 1-year max contract was reached with veteran Jackie Young for roughly $1.2 million. Chelsea Gray and Jewel Lloyd were also signed. Gray gained a 3-year, $3 million contract, and Lloyd gained a 3-year contract with $2.2 million. The Aces extended restricting qualifying offers to Kirsten Bell, Melissa Smith, while also drafting Jordan Obi and Janiyah Barker during the 2026 draft. So, with all this being said, Travis, Chris, who do you got for the championship?
I mean, for me, how do you go against the Las Vegas Aces, Chris?
I'm just saying.
I mean, we have the best player in the world. So when you have talent like that in this sport, talent is always going to win out.
100%. The Aces do start their preseason May 3rd, so be on the lookout. For more Aces coverage here on Rebel Report or on our socials.
Monday marked the conclusion of an action-packed week of pro wrestling in Las Vegas. Head O'Gara has more on WrestleMania 42.
Las Vegas showed once again why it's the entertainment capital of the world as the WWE brought their premiere show for the 2nd time in a row to the City of Lights. And safe to say, WrestleMania 42 certainly did not disappoint. Moments like that from Ice Show Speed captured the energy the WWE brought to Las Vegas all week long. From iconic moments inside the ring to engaging experiences over at WWE World, fans had a wide variety of activities to enjoy during WrestleMania week.
We get to interact with the wrestlers. I see all the cool gear that breaks down. Last year was Travis Scott with the Cactus Jack collection. We have the XO collection with the Weeknd. We have like Complex and the Mitchell and Ness, so seeing all that cool stuff coming around too, and also saw that stadium, so it's very cool to see. Minus the Super Bowl, this is probably the 2nd biggest event the city's ever held, and then with TKO and the merger, I feel like it's going to build a good foundation where we're not just going to host WrestleMania, but one of the 4 big pay-per-views each year.
When roaming around WWE World, you're bound to run into all kinds of people, including Lucha Libre commentators. I think it's one of the best big cities to enjoy massive events like WrestleMania. And look how many people came for the 2nd consecutive year in Las Vegas. The weekend kicked off with SmackDown on Friday, followed by 2 nights of WrestleMania at the Allegiant Stadium before concluding the action with Monday Night Raw at the T-Mobile Arena. Fans got to see their favorite superstars all weekend long in what turned into an unforgettable weekend for the city of Las Vegas. Just enjoying myself doing the Oba Femi strut. Never mind that, you know, I had so much fun, and so did the hundreds of thousands of people that packed our city as a WWE once again established its footprint in the entertainment capital of the world. Reporting for Rebel Report, I'm Hero Guerra.
What a beautiful video, Hero. I seen Ice Show Speed jumping off the top rope on Saturday, and I might have to try that move on you one day, Chris. I had the opportunity to watch El Dorado High School football spring practice this week. Let's take a listen to head coach Daryl Tootle on how he has grown their program.
Ready, so go. 1, 2, 3. So one of the biggest challenges, right, that we faced when we first got here is El Dorado. Unfortunately, El Dorado High School football went 20 years in a row with straight losing seasons, and it was a tough uphill battle. Just to get the kids to believe that there could be something different. Making mistakes, getting coached hard, and getting yelled at for blowing it, that's a part of it. That's a part of the growth. And then last year, although we missed the playoffs, we got 9th place, we still were able to celebrate our first winning season since 2004 last year. I thought we got a lot of good work done today, for real, okay? How you feeling? Good. Body okay?
On September 10th against Del Sol High School. So mark your calendars, and if you see Coach Tootle at the game, let them know that Trevor sent you.
Keep y'all engines running, because when we come back on the racing, we'll be back on the racing track, that and more on Rebel Report.
Every day, about 37 people in the U.S. die in drunk driving incidences. That's one person every 39 minutes. Whenever you do drink, you need to take a step back and think. You can ruin your life or someone else's life. Is it really worth it? There are more negative outcomes than positive. Don't drink and drive.
The world is predicted to generate at least 220 million tons of plastic waste in the year of 2024. 70 million tons are predicted to end up in our environment. It's not hard to do. Recycle.
In today's world, getting to know your neighbors isn't just about being friendly, it's about keeping your community safe. Building strong connections with those around you creates an extra layer of security. Neighbors who know each other can help prevent intruders by noticing when something seems off. And when natural disasters strike or emergencies arise, those same connections can make all the difference. Getting to know your neighbors isn't just about community, it's about safety and support. Take some time today to get to know your neighbors. You never know when you might need each other.
Las Vegas is still recovering from all that WWE action over the weekend, but there's a lot of other great events happening around the nation. Let's get into it.
The world of Formula One is being shaken up, and cars aren't even on the track yet. We have Kelly Johnson here in the studio with more. Kelly, what's going on?
That's right, guys. I'm so glad you asked. Formula One's silly season is apparently in April now, with multiple headlines crossing our screens. Yesterday, the FIA announced that they will be enforcing newer, safer regulations for the upcoming Miami Grand Prix. This comes after complaints from fans, drivers, teams, and the unfortunate crash involving Oliver Bearman at the Japanese Grand Prix. The goal is to limit battery recharging time and allow for faster racing and better qualifying laps. Over the weekend, F1 Academy champion Doriane Pond became one of only few women to drive an F1 car. The driver tested the Mercedes W17 and gained the entire team's support. Alongside team principal Toto Wolff, driver George Russell joined the team in the garage to cheer on Doriane Pond. This could be the first step into her F1 journey, and she could be a driver in the future. The mass exodus at Red Bull continues as the grid heads to Miami. Engineer Giampiero Lambiase, also known as GP, is heading to McLaren in 2028. This comes after rumors that Max Verstappen is going to retire. His contract ends in 2028, and GP heading to McLaren may be pointing to that. Strategist Hannah Schmitz is allegedly being recruited by Ferrari as well. Schmitz has been a critical role within Red Bull's success, from great pit calls to team orders. Ferrari wants a strategist who can bring them back to the glory days, and Schmitz may be the one who can do it. It's a lot, I know, and cars aren't even on the track yet. Guys, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
That is a lot to take in. This season is getting pretty silly.
You could say that again. But good for Dorian. Hopefully she can make some waves in the F1 world.
The racing isn't done as we move on to NASCAR. The Cup Series returns to Kansas Speedway in a race that saw only one caution for cause, but had plenty of action throughout. Stage 1 was dominated by Denny Hamlin as he passed pole sitter Tyler Reddick and didn't look back. After pit stop, Stage 2 saw Kyle Larson taking the flag as he battled with what seemed like all of Joe Gibbs and 2311 Toyotas. Pending pit stops to start Stage 3, Kyle Larson faded back to 5th place while Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell started to battle. With a late caution with 2 laps to go, the pressure was on. The ensuing restart saw Kyle Larson overtake Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick while contact from Reddick sent Christopher Bell fading. In the end, Reddick overtakes Larson and claims his 5th victory of the 2026 season. The NASCAR Cup Series will now take on Talladega Superspeedway for the Jack Links 500 on Saturday at noon.
Last night featured a triple header of Game 2s in the NBA playoffs. With more is Julian Winters.
Thanks, guys. First off, San Antonio Spurs big man Victor Wembanyama won Defensive Player of the Year unanimously yesterday, becoming the youngest player in NBA history to do so. But pivoting away from Wemby, the games last night were nothing short of electric, with the last 2 coming right down to the wire. Starting off first with Cavs-Raptors in Cleveland, the Toronto Raptors simply got outplayed, with the Cavs leading the game wire to wire. The Donovan Mitchell and James Harden backcourt served as a real problem for Toronto as well, combining for 58 points in the team's 115-105 win at home. The second game of last night's slate might have been its best with Knicks-Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks pulled off the upset on the road, rallying back from a 12-point fourth-quarter deficit to stun the Garden and tie up the series at 1 apiece. C.J. McCollum was incredible for Atlanta, scoring 32 points and putting up 6 straight in crunch time to steal Game 2, 107-106. But not at least was the primetime matchup between the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Denver came out hot, getting out to a 19-point lead in the second quarter, but Minnesota would storm back hard, resulting in the most competitive game of the postseason so far, with 15 lead changes and 7 ties during regulation. The back and forth affair ended with Minnesota coming out on top behind Anthony Edwards' 30 points. Tonight features a second trifecta of games with Game 2s for Spurs-Blazers, Sixers-Celtics, and Lakers-Rockets. Sending it back to the desk right now.
Hey, I'm really surprised you didn't talk about my Lake show on there, to be honest.
I mean, we're missing Luka, so I don't think we're gonna do too well in it. But we're not gonna win a title. So
they got
that's
LeBron
really all that matters
James.
to me.
They're gonna be all right. I think so.
All right, and a title.
We'll see. Well, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Rebel Report. I'm Travis Dampier.
And I'm Chris Williams. Don't forget to join us again this Thursday at 1:15 p.m. because we have another great show for you.